What's up, guys? How we feeling? What's up, Big? What's up, Block Party? How you doing? Doing great. Getting to know Boo Boo a little bit better. Yep. Throw a 1 in chat if you're prepared for this move. Short from 75.5k and 74.5k, targeting 59 or 54. Nice, dude. $27 people in here. Make sure you hit the like on your way in. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We have become stagnant on subscribers. I think we got like 18 in the last month. If we're gonna hit that 5,000 by end of year target, gotta get more people in here. I'll probably move the stream to earlier next week, but I say that every week and I don't do it, so we'll see. Gotta let our Europeans get in here. All right. let's jump right into it. So if you were in the stream yesterday, you should have been extremely prepared for this, right? Extremely prepared. We walked through all of the options, and where was the line in the sand? Somebody in chat can tell me. Where was the line in the sand? One-hour bear break. That's right. That's right. And what happens? We break bearish on the 1 hour, and we come eat all of the liquidity that we have been stacking over here. It's a simple liquidity curve trade, right? So you come out of the uptrend without sweeping any of the lows. Like, notice this didn't even sweep the low. So you've got liquidity underneath all of these lows. And what happens? We come immediately down and sweep all that liquidity. Now, since we took the high first, I don't necessarily like an SFP of this low as much anymore. There is certainly liquidity down here, but structurally, it's not a 1 hour strong low anymore, so I don't necessarily like the sweep of that anymore. And, we can leave it on there. That's fine with me. I would say this is a weaker bounce level now that we've taken the high. Now that we've set some new 1 hour structure, right? Because we set a high here, we took the high, and then we broke the low. Looking at our 15-minute here. So we do have a 15-minute bull break up here. Guys, I think lower. I think lower. I think if we do get a bullish break here, you need to be very careful up in this region here, because it's likely going to be a lower high. Now, if you were in the stream yesterday, you're probably thinking, wait, what? Why a lower high? Weren't you super bullish in here? Weren't you thinking that we were going to break the 4 hour strong high? And the answer to that question is yes, I was bullish in here. And yes, we sold off. But we did have a line in the sand where I changed my mind, right? And that's the thing. You got to be like water. You got to be like water and be able to adapt to new information. So the problem now is the reason that I was so bullish here was because the 1 hour was in an uptrend and the 15-minute was in an uptrend, right? So it made sense to come up even though the 4 hour was in a downtrend. Now the problem is the 4 hour is in a downtrend, the 1 hour is in a downtrend, and the 15-minute is in a downtrend, right? So boo-boo's out. Boo-boo is out. Now, what can we look at that might change our mind? So if we look at the 1 hour, we notice we did set a high here. So the reason I left this sweep on here is maybe what we do is we come down and sweep the 1 hour low and then come up and get a JPOW on the 1 hour and then continue our journey up. That's kind of the biggest bull case that I see. The reason for that being, if we break the 15-minute, we still are fighting a 1 hour and a 4 hour downtrend. So it's not as attractive for me to get a JPOW here. I'd probably still take the trade, yeah, but I'd be expecting a rejection somewhere in this area here. So if we pull our 1 hour golden pocket, okay, maybe you could come a little bit higher. Maybe you come up to this order block here. Maybe this order block here is where you get rejected. The problem for me is that I'm not really seeing, like, this doesn't look all that bullish to me. And we still have liquidity below us as well. I mean, you could pull the liquidity curve. You could technically pull the liquidity curve all the way down to here. But for now, we'll just leave it alone. So I think we at least come for the liquidity in these lows here. At this point, what you really want to see, if you want to be bullish, is you want to see the 1 hour able to flip back bullish before we get too far down here, right? Like, is this a retest of this support area here? See if it holds. Or is this a deviation above the range to come back down and attack the lows? If we look at our range deviation here, yeah, we're still in range deviation territory up here. So are we going to run all the way to the bottom of the range? It's a good question. Oh, wait. Let's see what the 4 hour looks like now. What do our indicators look like? Ooh-wee. Okay, so this is interesting. This is getting me a little excited. Does anybody see what I'm talking about here? Yeah, let's get rid of Cipher Matrix. Dude, sell signal at the top. Let's go. Sell signal at the top. This one, not quite, but man, these 4 hour signals, man. For all of you that have Cipher Matrix, should set alerts on the 4 hour. Look at these buy signals and these sell signals. Not too bad. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. Or I'll do it later. Do it later. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Do you guys see what might make this area look a little better? Okay, so what it is, guys, is we've had a golden cross on the 4 hour. So we have our 50 EMA above the 200, right? But the problem with this is that we've already kind of completed the trade, which is, well, at least like the TP1 of the trade, right? Which is you come to underneath the 200 and your first target is the 50 EMA. So we already tested the 50 EMA and now we're testing the 200 again. But yeah, the EMAs do look good here. So let's see what we would be looking at. I really kind of want to see 1 hour. That's what I think the best outcome would be Maybe the 1 hour comes down, sweeps this low, comes back up, breaks 1 hour structure. But with that being said, I do kind of like the 15-minute more now. If we come up, let's say, if we come up in the morning, we get relief. And then we come down here for market open. We get a trade to go up. I could see that. The only problem is, like, yes, we have the EMA trade on our side, but we're fighting the 1 hour. So just understand that you want to aggressively take profit on that long as you get up into this area, because we're not in the same environment as when we took this long, right? So this long that we took last week, the difference was we had just had a 1 hour bullish change of structure and come back to the golden pocket, right? So this is a very high probability trade to run back up to the 1 hour week high. The problem now is the highest probability is to the downside. The reason for that being the 1 hour break of structure here to match the 4 hour. 1 hour break of structure in premium of the range. Now, this could get aggressive very fast. If we go look at other times that this has happened, right? Where was I thinking of? Right, you're at the highs on the 4 hour. You break structure. You break structure here. You come down. You just kind of go sideways and then roll over. Right. These 1 hour breaks to the downside. Yeah, like you break 1 hour here, you go sideways, and you just roll over really aggressively, right? So these top of the range 1 hour breaks can really be quite aggressive. You know, elevator down, staircase up, right? So just keep that in mind. Understand that most importantly, Boo Boo is still out, right? Man, how one day can change things. We were getting ready to see if we could kill this guy, but he's just too strong. Boo Boo is just too strong. You can't kill him right now. To kill Boo Boo, which just means to break the 4 hour structure bullish, we have to come above 76,850. That's still the line in the sand. And now we have a lot of liquidity below us. What does the 1 hour look like on Cipher Matrix? Okay. Remember, you don't trade in the bands. We need to see this break above the bands, which would also be a 15-minute break of structure, and get the trend ribbon to turn blue, right? Because kind of similar to what you see up here, right? Like you get these sell signals in the bands, but you never get the trend ribbon to flip purple, right? Once it finally flips purple, that's when the rollover happens, right? So it's kind of like that video in the education channel about the different strategies to use on Cipher Matrix, right? That's kind of a nice one here, right? Because you can see all of these buy signals here, but it's not till you see the trend ribbon flip blue that you really get going. So you get a fake out here, then you test the band again and get the real move here. So just going over a little bit what the indicators say, right? So you get this sell signal, it turns purple, you really get going down. Yeah. What does Market Cipher look like? Let's take a look. So one of the things that I was looking at when I was starting up the stream here is, do you guys remember yesterday how I was talking about the 80 line? And I was saying how when you lose the 80 line, that's when you really get going to the downside, and it looked like it was durably losing the 80 line. I told you guys that it looked kind of bearish. Well, what do you see, right? As soon as the 80 line confirms broken, that's when you get this aggressive dump down. Now, obviously, yes, we had news and other things that brought the price down, but hey, if it works, right? Let's just go back and look at the last few times that we've durably lost the 80 line, so I can show you guys, right? So we have with this here, right? Look pretty good, decent size move down. Let's look. Both RSIs have to be above the 80 line, so this one doesn't really count, but even still, like, you lose the 80 line, you come down. this one was a little fake out here. Let's see, where'd you lose the 80 line? Okay, so you lose the 80 line here. You still go down from 67 to 66, right? 67.8 to 66. So not a bad move. Not a bad move. Yeah, guys, we're going back to lessons, all right? If you don't want to listen to it, sorry. I like to show this stuff because it just works the more you look at it. Lose the 80 line. Down. Right? Let's see. Lose the 80 line. Down. Both of them have to be above, so I wouldn't really count this one. Here we go. Lose the 80 line. Down. Are you guys recognizing a pattern here? So what, we just went through like the last 5 times this has happened, or however many lines we just drew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times this has happened. Every single time has led to a dump. Let's see if we can find a fake out. All right, let's see. So both of them durably lose the 80 line here. Dump. Let's see. Both of them durably lose the 80 line here. Here. Dump. Both of them durably lose the 80 line. Get saved. A little fake out here. Okay, so we found one fake out. So here's one fake out. You close below, you come up, you squeeze shorts, and then you durably lose the 80 line here. And you dump. All right, so what is that? Like 1 for 9? 1 for 9 that it works. This is my favorite strategy with Market Cipher. I love it. So that was a little bit of a clue that we were going to dump down today. New moon yesterday. Oh, we got the moon. Moon traders are here. Two-hour structure broke too. Yeah, guys, this looks ugly. Alright, where could we get into a short? We could obviously get into a short up here if we get the chance, if we get a pushback for a lower high. What does the short-term Market Cipher look like? Oh, this looks ugly, boys. Alligator jaws on the RSIs. Not very promising. 30-minute. Oh my god, dude. 30-minute little bull divvy, but dude, money's aggressively coming out of this thing. Money is aggressively coming out. Yeah, the moon also lined up, yeah. 1 hour. Okay, so the 1 hour EMA trade is kind of active as well. 2 hour. 2 hour as well. Okay. 2 hour actually doesn't look that bad on Market Cipher. We're already trying to push back. Uh, 12-hour lost the 80 line. The weekly looks pretty good. We want to see this RSI break above the 20 line on the weekly. You durably lost that here. Runaway trend to the downside. Consolidation. Hike and Ashley's had flipped green on the weekly. So we may just have to cool off for a little bit. The daily looks like shit. We got alligator jaws on the daily with a momentum clip. Daily 50 EMA test. Yeah, Market Cipher. The only hope for us is that we got kind of a pushback on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. And we just got to see if we can hold this 200 EMA. Large time frames are overheated though. So the 90-minute did SFP. Interesting. What about the 2 hour? No. Can you look at Soul if you get time? Yeah. Yeah, Kierta, for you, definitely. We can look at Soul real quick. Nice SFP on Soul. Yeah, let's see what kind of vibe the altcoins are giving us. Let's look at the altcoin vibe here. So Soul on the 4 hour tested just above the golden pockets. So 786 tap on the 4 hour on Soul. And then out of that, we broke the 1 hour bearish here. And we've come down. We've got a little bit of momentum here. That we're losing. Yeah, you could draw it like this. Trying to hold this trend line. So do you guys remember yesterday when we were looking at the alts and I was telling you guys how the alts have like a dumpy vibe to them and that sometimes that'll front run what will happen with Bitcoin? Well, the altcoins look like shit and then the Bitcoin dumps and they get absolutely hammered. So there is some benefit in looking at the altcoin market to get a better picture of everything that's going on. I wish that it took this low. That would make me feel better about it. Although it doesn't look too bad, right? So you put in an SFP. So now your break of structure is up here. That's a bull break on the 15. Again, I would be aggressively looking to take profit on that long up in here. What's the 1 hour golden pocket? Yeah. We can adjust that box a little bit. No longs yet. No longs until you break 90.83. Man, this would have been so much more appealing to me if this took this low. If we took this low, we would have got an external 15-minute market structure break. We would have got range, initiation, mitigation, continuation. But since it didn't take this low, I'm way more inclined to believe this is going to happen. And the reason for that is because we SFP'd this high, right? So we SFP'd this high, which lets us know that we're targeting this low, right? We came back down, we got a bounce, but we weren't able to break structure out of that bounce, and now we're coming down and forming a little bit of a bear flag. So what I can tell you, Kierta, on Sol is that you need to see a break at 90.81. Yeah, you need to see a break there. Thank you, bro. Of course. Of course, bro. Let's look at ETH. So we were talking about ETH setting up for a possible JPOW up here. It didn't end up taking the high. Took the low. Broke structure. So we were talking about how ETH looked better. I bet ETH was easy to catch the short. So you broke 15 minute, then you broke 15 minute again. 15 minute low is here. You then come and you break the 15 minute low. Oh yeah, oh wait, that's not it. You break the 15 minute low and it's off to the races to the downside. This was your bear break. Where have we come down to in the grander scheme of things? Let's see. Okay. Oh, ETH did you dirty here. So ETH on the 15 minute. Okay. So the problem for me is that you're in a 1 hour downtrend, so you can't really trust accumulation models at the low or this high up into the range, but you do technically have an accumulation model here. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. So you have your 1, 2. So this is what I was saying about Sol. That Sol would look way more appealing if this happened on Sol. We actually got this on ETH because you sweep the low here, right? So you get your JPOW here. SFP, break of structure, come down, sweep everybody out, jump across the creek. It's kind of trying to form the creek right now. So this kind of lends a little credence to what we were talking about happening on Bitcoin, right? Which was a push up to then come back down to set up for a long tomorrow. Just understand that we are bearish on the 1 hour, so these accumulation models can easily fail. But what you'd be looking for is an SOS phase right now, then a backup, and then continuation. And that would probably be on market open tomorrow would be my guess. You'd probably get the push up in Asia tonight, break this. Now it's very important that we break this, which is the target actually because we SFP'd the low here. So we can pour SFP over. There's another SFP line here, but just for sake of easy analysis, I'm going to put it there. What do the indicators look like on ETH? Oh, nice. We've come out of the deviation band. We flipped the trend ribbon blue. I fucking like this. I like this. If Bitcoin looked better, I would be probably jumping in on this. I gotta set a reminder to check ETH tomorrow morning. Do y'all know which accumulation model this is? What does this look like on ETH? ETH. Trying to push back here. Yeah, 2, that's right. So ETH, 20 minute. Is this a fake out to the downside? Damn. Look at that alligator jaws. Daily red dot confirming on ETH. But we are above the 60 line. We are still kind of in that runaway train mode. We haven't had any divergences yet. We need that money flow to come up. 3 days still has room. 5 days still has room. I am interested. 1 hour, 200 EMA test. So I'm getting pumpy vibes from ETH today. I was getting dumpy vibes from ETH yesterday. When the 15 minute takes out the last high and makes a lower low, then goes up, that's a JPOW. A JPOW is when you so this right here, for example, this right here is a JPOW. When you set a high, you sweep the low, you SFP it, and then you break the structure in the opposing direction. That would be a JPOW. Man, I am really tempted on ETH right now. It's okay, I can wait till the morning. Watch, we're gonna be like up here in the morning. That would be unfortunate. But good old Bitcoin still needs to prove itself, so it needs to give us a break of structure. So that's what we're waiting on now. So I like the 90 minute. The 90 minute could be putting in a 90 minute JPOW. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Is that a 15 minute bull div on ETH? Yeah, a little bit of a 15 minute bull div. I don't like these alligator jaws. I need to see them tighten back up. Yes, it is. Any other questions, guys? You believe HUSDT made a JPOW? What is this thing? What the fuck is this? I don't know where you guys find some of these coins. No, there's no JPOW here. There's no SFP. Now, if you then come back up and break this high, that would be a JPOW. If you SFP this low and break this high, but right now, no. And this... I mean, maybe you can look at it if you break above here. What can we look at? How's Hype doing? Hype came back. Tapped into the demand that we were looking for. Make it run back up. About the 4 hour. Okay. Be very careful on hype if you lose this low. Right now you're vibing, you're chilling. Does anyone else think that ETH looks kind of sexy right now? ETH looking like she's gonna treat you right. Can you look at SCI for me, please? SCI. I kind of want to just watch this ETH pump. SCI. Okay. SCI just broke its 4 hour bearish. Let's see. I guess your 4 hours technically up here, so it's been bearish. Doesn't look the best. What are we looking for here? ETH, do it. Pump your face off, ETH. Do it. Look at ETH on the 4 hour. You can see that it just came back. No, I haven't peeked at CAS. We can take a look at CAS. Just a second. I'm looking at SCI for whoever asked to look at SCI. Does this take the low? It doesn't take the low. SCI, you want to see a break above 6 cents. That's what you would do. Get bullish on SCI, 6 cents or 6571. Before you get to 6571, I wouldn't touch this thing. What is the risk to reward here on ETH? .4. Yeah, we would need a bit of a pullback. Yeah, I like the pullback trade on ETH. Is a break of structure the same thing as a failed auction? Break of structure just means that the previous strong high or weak or strong low was broken, or the previous weak high, whatever relevant high or low has been broken. Can ETH go up while Bitcoin goes down? I mean, it can happen, yeah. Usually towards the end of the cycle. Said Sol's pumping. Yeah, Sol, we looked at it earlier. You're looking at 90.8 to break to be bullish. What about, I'll look at CAS real quick for for FOMC here. Caspa breaks your 4-hour bullish here. Takes its damn time to come back down to the golden pocket. Look at how clean this is. Cas breaks 4-hour bullish structure here. Takes its damn sweet time to come back to the golden pocket. Comes back to the golden pocket. Off to the races. Continuation to the upside. Holding momentum. SFP, the 15-minute low. SFP is a 15-minute low. Continuation towards the week high. It gave you a nice 4-hour setup. So if we're going to be bullish here, if Bitcoin and ETH are going to pump a lump in a little bit, you do have a nice 4-hour entry on CAS. So if you break above this high on the 4-hour, you can put your low under the stop loss here. Target some of the liquidity in these highs. It's like a 3-to-1 trade. And then if it really gets going, you'll be in the trade. That's an idea for CAS. But yeah, so Caspa's in a nice, it's a daily bullish too. Not quite. But you're close. You're close to breaking the... oh, there's still this death wick here. All right, well, let's... yeah. If the death wick wasn't there, you'd have a daily high here. You have an internal structure break here that you SFP'd. But I don't care about it that much. It's internal. Yeah, that's what I see on CAS. We can look at virtual. What were we looking at before? Yeah, so you get your bear break here. You cool off. Okay. Start with the 4-hour. The 4-hour breaks bullish here. Comes back. Front runs the golden pocket, continues structure up, breaks. No, oh my god, that's beautiful. Wait, hold on. Oh no, it did break. Broke bearish here. Comes back up. Broke structure bullish. Okay, so let's take a look at some. Yeah, so Virtual is putting in a model 2. So we're getting some accumulation models on alts, which is nice. You have your order block here. One, two, three. Jump across the creek. It's testing the creek now. So similar to ETH, what you want to see on virtuals is you want to see a break above 75 cents. And then some sort of backup phase, right? So you want to see it break, back up, and continuation. It's probably going to do whatever ETH does. So if ETH fails here, it's probably going to fail. But if ETH is able to hold, how do you handle the greed of always wanting to earn more and not taking profit? Big issue for me. So you have to have a target in mind, right? So I think the best way to answer that question is just to look at the Bitcoin trade that we had last week, right? So this trade here, right? When we opened the trade, I think it was like a 5-to-1 or something. When we opened this trade, I moved the stop loss break even so it messes up the risk to reward ratio. But we entered this trade here with the intention of taking it to the target, right? Which the target was the 1 hour week high, right? So whatever your largest time frame structure is, your week high or your week low, your target is there, right? So price comes up here and I take my profit, right? Now, obviously when it was here, I was like, oh man, I should have left a runner, should have to run on this thing. Like, we're going to go up here, blah, blah, blah. What happens? Boom, comes down. Oh, I'm glad I took my money off here. Does that make sense? Now, yes, you can still leave a runner. You can still leave like 25% of your position or whatever as a runner. But you should be trailing your stop loss above with a 1 hour structure, right? So when 1 hour structure breaks here, you're out of this trade. Does that make sense? What's up, Dave Digital? How's it going? Render. Still have a death wick on render, but if we're looking at structures, if we didn't have that. Oof. Okay, so render had a 4 hour JPOW. So I don't necessarily like longs on render right now. What are we looking at? Looks like bear flag continuation. Your 15-minute high is all the way up here at 1.8. Yeah, when you have stuff like ETH looking really good, ETH, what was the other one? Virtuals looking really good, and then you show me this chart, there's just no reason you should be trading render over those coins. Now, render may just absolutely moonshot tomorrow, but you're gambling. You don't have the structure to make the decision. Kind of just want to watch ETH. River USDT. Am I gonna regret opening this? What is this? Head and shoulders. You get daily structure break. Yeah, river doesn't look that bad. You get a 4 hour SFP on river. You've just broken the high structure. So you get like a continuation JPOW here. Yeah. Retesting previous highs, holding. I think if Bitcoin and ETH make a run, then River's going to make a run too. You can just look at your momentum here. You're holding this momentum. As long as you don't break, what is that, 25, 6, like as long as you don't break this trend line, I would anticipate coming back to the week high. That's what I see on River. Alright guys, well we've been live about an hour. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm going to make a post about ETH, just kind of what I'm looking for tomorrow. And we can take a look at it, see what happens. What do the indicators look like on ETH? Yeah. There's some upside. Okay, guys. Well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Make sure you join the free Discord. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Help me hit 1,200 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you like the video, all that jazz. It was great hanging out with you guys. As always, my name's Wave Cipher. Much love. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.